Everyone is voting for Jack.
Hang out the banner, beat the drum. We'll take back to Washington.
Up until recently, it was actually very common for political campaigns to have a sort of theme song. Whether that was an existing song, such as Things Can Only Get Better in the case of the British Labour Party in 1997, a rewritten song like Frank Sinatra's High Hopes remixed to fit John F. Kennedy's presidential campaign, or even a completely original song such as Vote for Kennedy.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
This very song was actually reused in 2024 for the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. campaign, played at the most watched annual event in the US, the Super Bowl, proving that political campaign songs are still incredibly effective, as RFK Jr. did of course make it to the White House. Wait. Well... Anyway, that does lead me to the main question, which is what happened to political campaign songs? There was a time when almost every US presidential campaign had a theme song, including classics such as Get in the Tub with Taft, sorry, Get on the Raft with Taft.
Get on the raft with Taft, boys, get in the winning boat.
In fact, one of the earliest examples is from 1840, with William Henry Harrison's Tippecanoe and Tyler Too, in which the lyrics describe his opponent, Martin Van Buren, as a used-up man, and also give him the nickname Little Van, which would prove to be somewhat ahead of its time, as Donald Trump would use a similar attack against his now Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Little Marco, little Marco.
Even unsuccessful campaigns often had some pretty catchy songs. Take Barry Goldwater's 1964 ad, for example.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Go, 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 water. Let's go, go, water. Let's go, go, water all the way.
I know there were some pretty big problems with the Goldwater campaign, but I think this song alone was deserving of more than just a measly 52 electoral votes. I also have a very tough time admitting that George Wallace, of all people, had a pretty catchy country tune in 1972.
Georgie Wallace, leader of our land.
Maybe that's why he was so popular in the South.
Segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
Never mind. After 72, there was a distinct lack of explicitly political jingles. Sure, Carter, Ford, and Reagan all had music specifically written for them, but none that actually mentioned any of their names. Now, although it seems like political campaign songs with original lyrics or melodies are indeed a thing of the past, that hasn't stopped candidates from using the same song so many times that it essentially becomes their theme song. A good example of this is Donald Trump's use of the YMCA combined with his signature dance. While this song is likely just used to get people excited at rallies, the other songs he uses, such as God Bless the USA, are definitely trying to set a tone of patriotism and service. Hillary Clinton's use of empowering anthems such as Fight Song and Roar were also trying to set a theme, which in her case was shattering the glass ceiling. Now, I hate to use this word given how much it was thrown around in 2024, but modern political campaign songs really are just used for vibes rather than promoting or dragging down a particular candidate. Now, the reason for this change is up for interpretation. No one seems to have a definitive answer, but I think there are a few contributing factors. Towards the end of the lifespan of political campaign songs, Lyndon B. Johnson proved that political campaign ads don't need to be catchy to make an impact with his iconic Daisy ad. And with high-quality video cameras that could record audio simultaneously becoming more commonplace, there was a lot more real footage to be used in campaign ads. Why make a song calling your opponent a used-up man if you can instead show a video of him stumbling up the stairs of Air Force One or mumbling incoherently?
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
So although there's no way of proving this, I think the decline of political campaign songs was no fault of their own, but instead they were simply left behind as political advertising and technology itself evolved. At least that's just my theory. Let me know what you think in the comments, and also make sure to mention your favorite political campaign song. Thanks for watching, see you next time.